13. 13. Think, don't believe 13. 13, 13, 13, 13, 13. Here we are. On 13, which is a little bit of a continuation from the last video. You were watching Think, Film, Believe 12, 12, 12. You were watching Think, Film, Believe 12. Now you're on 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13. Anyway, this continuation from 12, and honestly, I mean, I kept on going, so I'm feeling just a little bit of emotional from that one, because what I was telling you about the ringing in my ears, you know, this person was doing this thing. I was living with them, blah, 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 blah. And what they were doing was just, I knew it was wrong, and I was just allowing it to torment me, and then it set that ringing off in my ears, and it was, I mean, it'll be one of the, I mean, I did have that accident that I talked about, and that was obviously not a very good time either. I mean, that was like 4 years of, 4 years of hell. But that wasn't funny. Wouldn't wish that one on anybody. But you know, the ringing in the ears thing, that was probably the pinnacle, one of the worst things in my life too, because I couldn't escape from it. You can't turn it down. You can't take a pill. You can't stick airdrops in there. You can't do nothing. You just have to deal with it. So I started learning to cope. And I would sit, and of course I couldn't sleep or nothing, so I'd go down, I'd sit on my computer, and I'd have games I played, or looking at, watching. I don't even know what I was watching. I don't even remember. I just remember sitting there, and what I was doing was I was calming myself down, because I was like under an extreme level of torment for the first week of that, and then And then I started to I really started to kind of calm myself down. And the more I practiced calming myself down, then I noticed the ringing started subsiding a little bit more. And so I started doing things in my daily life to try to calm myself more down, to try to soothe myself, to try to calm myself down, and to kind of retract a little bit, and try to calm. And I went through probably, the first week was, oh gosh, it makes me cry every time I think about it. If I think about it real, you know what I mean? Know what I mean? Say no more. And then, and I spent more time at it during that week to do myself, to calm myself down. And then I can't tell you exactly, but at some point, at least probably 3-4 weeks into it, when you're in touch with the spirit that is within you. And that's a really great thing. Some people, what do I need? You need to go to church on Sundays. But when you're in touch with the spirit that is within you, and you go within and you're asking questions, and you're kind of going to this why, kind of thing, and you start searching, and then eventually, it's nothing's ever like a magic wand, boing! You got to be patient and wait sometimes, and then things will be spoken to you, and the truth will be revealed. And I can't remember how long it took me to finally get to the point where I realized it was like I was doing it to myself. Again, you're doing it to yourself again. And I was doing it to myself, and and what came to my mind was really the fact that it was everything and all about how I wish to think, feel, and believe about what that person was doing in my life. And what they were doing, and it was because of my thinking, feeling, and believing about that was causing the tension, if you will, in my life. Because if there's one thing that I've noticed about tinnitus, is that when any kind of stress or tension increases, and it never really affected me to that point, and I can't say as I really blame this person, because it brought the ringing in my ears more to a conscious awareness of it, because it was raised so loudly that it made me 100% conscious of it, and to this day I pay attention to it every day. I pay attention to the level of ringing that's there, and it softens, and it's there, and I live with it. I mean, we all got our problems, and this was not so bad, but it's, I kind of see that sometimes it's a little bit of a blessing inside, because the pressure was increasing in my body. The blood pressure was increasing in my body. Basically what I define as hypertension, so I mean, if I hadn't had the ringing in my ears come along, you see, if I had a ring come along and it hadn't raised it up, I guarantee I would have treated that much better. We all know what hypertension leads to, don't you? I mean, you know, I don't care how old you are. Let me tell you what hypertension can lead to, and that'll lead to a heart attack. It'll kill you. So I much would have rather dealt with that, having the ringing in my ears go on, and then having that happen than go through a heart attack, because it was basically hypertension that was being increased, which is increasing my blood pressure, which would increase the ringing in my ears. Ring, 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 ring. And it's just a high wee that's there in both ears. But it was this, it was chosen. It was all about how I was thinking, feeling, believing about what this person was doing in their life and how it was affecting me. And then at that point, this is probably the pinnacle of the top of the mountain when I realized the power in what you think, feel, and believe. Because you can think, feel, and believe and manifest things in your life, and you can think, feel, and believe and manifest good, wealth, whatever it is, you can manifest all these things, but you can also manifest health issues. Yeah, I mean, you really can. I mean, you can manifest about certain health issues by thinking about that. Remember I talked about Robin Roberts and whatever she got, and when she said, better careful what you think about. I wonder if she had the same exact thing that her mother had before. So it was a very poignant time, because I realized the source of which it was causing the ringing in my ears to just go up is because of how I wish to think, feel, and believe. And it was that particular time in my life where I needed to say, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I can't sit there and worry about what somebody else is doing. And inadvertently, it's having an effect on my life, per se, because when you're that closely involved in a relationship with somebody, married, then you're involved. I mean, in day-to-day life, you're out in there, So I got to a point where it's like I knew I couldn't. I just had to think about me, focus on my life and what I could control and what I could do, and let go of what that other person was doing, because it was causing health problems in my life, and it was very. At one point, like I say, there for about a week or so, it was devastating. I mean, it was horrible. I mean, something that would just really take somebody over the edge, because when there's no relief from it and it's ringing and it's loud, I mean, it was torturous. So, but then but then again, we go back to the fact of the matter is that what are you doing? We're doing this stuff to ourselves, by how we wish to think, feel, and believe about certain things. And what is your daily self-talk? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? And it's all about what this person was doing to me that was driving me crazy, inside, and causing tension and stress and all that kind of stuff, that kind of pushed me to that edge. And it was a really poignant time, like I said, to be able to say, look, I can't do this. I need to stop thinking, feeling, believing, because I can't control. Me worrying about it and stewing about it and being concerned about it is doing nothing for me but basically causing health problems. So I can't, and because of the fact that I can't, I can't control, you can't control what other people do. I mean, when you try to, it falls under the spiritual law, to which I would say, I bring this one in here, think, feel, and believe, but anyways, because I need to talk about this one in Church on Sundays, and it's about, this is kind of like spiritual law that was spoken to me in the very beginning of my spiritual journey, and it was like, sort of kind of in the beginning, but anyway, when you, it's the we'll just call it the sin of control, or whatever, the act of control, the sin of control. When you're in control, or you're trying to control something, when you're in control, you're out of control. And when you try to control anything, you're going to get the opposite of the thing that you're trying to control. So what was I doing? I was trying to be in control with my thoughts, trying to think that I was going to fix it by my worry and concern, all that kind of thing. And then what was I? I was out of control. And I was getting the opposite of what I was trying to control, because then I was allowing that particular thing to torment and have effect on me. And when it boils down to it, on certain levels, who's most important? You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you ain't going to be able to take care of nobody else. You got to take care of yourself. So you take care. And go watch. Yes. Go watch Think Feel and Believe 14. Go to 14. Subscribe, and you want to keep watching this stuff. And thank you very much.